Welcome back, everyone. We've got a really fascinating explainer for you today. I recently stumbled across a piece of music that completely caught me off guard, and I am so pumped you're joining me to unpack it. It's way more layered than its title might make you think. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the psychological and emotional depths of the song Playboy by Bananda Das. Through these lyrics, we're going to map out this incredible journey of unrequited love, fantasy, and the stark contrast between the art and the artist. Let's get into it.
Hey Playboy, let me look at you from afar. Okay, let's dive into this. Right out of the gate, we're hit with this super intriguing contradiction. The very first line sets a mood of quiet, almost timid reverence. The narrator isn't boldly approaching the subject of their affection, right? Instead, they're keeping their distance. They're literally asking for permission just to look. It immediately sets up this intense dynamic of longing mixed with separation.
Section 1. The Playboy Paradox, a contrast of expectations. Now, you might be wondering about that title. When we hear the word Playboy in pop culture, we instantly expect upbeat tempos and carefree romance. A wealthy guy behaving irresponsibly in relationships. But the lyrics here give us the exact opposite. Our narrator isn't living in the fast lane. They aren't an active participant in the romance at all. Instead, they're offering this pure, distant, almost holy reverence to someone who embodies that Playboy archetype. And that separation becomes even more apparent when we hear, "Seeing this picture, the mind says, 'In dreams my heart searches for you.'" Notice how the narrator is interacting with a mere picture, a photograph, rather than the actual living, breathing person. This establishes the painful, uncrossable theme of distance right at the foundation of the song. The physical world is literally offering them nothing but a two-dimensional image. Section 2. Escaping into the dreamscape, the subconscious search. Because the waking world is so limited, our narrator has to find an alternative. And honestly, when physical proximity is denied, the human mind is incredibly resourceful. It retreats deep into the subconscious. When we quantify the lyrics, this internal retreat becomes super clear. The highest focus by far is squarely on dreams and sleep. It totally towers over the rest. This isn't just a passing metaphor. It's the narrator's primary coping mechanism. Then, the medium focus is on looking and eyes, which really reinforces that distance we just talked about. The narrator is constantly escaping into sleep just to locate the object of their affection. And this brilliantly illustrates the intense psychological split happening within the song. On one hand, we've got the dream fantasy, pictures, dreams, sleep, and, as we'll see a bit later, the moon. This is a beautiful, safe, completely constructed world. But pushing right up against it, we have the crushing reality: distance, silence, pain, and fear. The song oscillates between these two states, constantly reminding us of the massive gap between what the narrator wants and what they actually have. "In my dreams, my heart spoke. In my sleep, I went to meet you." I want you to pause for a second and just reflect on this. Have you ever experienced a reality so out of reach, or a situation so completely unchangeable, that you found yourself eagerly waiting to fall asleep just so you could live out the alternative in your head? It's such a universal human experience of unrequited longing. The narrator's heart only truly speaks when their conscious mind shuts down. Section 3. Silence, Pain, and Fear. The Dark Night of the Soul. But, well, you can't sleep forever. Eventually, you have to wake up. And when the narrator does, that beautiful dreamscape shatters. The lyrics take a really stark, heavy turn. Lived in silence, lived in pain and fear. So the crucial point here is that the comfortable facade of the romantic dream doesn't last. When the dream drops away, what's left beneath it isn't just mild disappointment. It's raw vulnerability. It's deep, profound isolation. The fantasy is really just a band-aid over a much deeper psychological wound. Let's break down this emotional rock bottom, because we're looking at 3 distinct, really raw emotional states. First, unspoken words trapped in silence. Basically, the inability to actually communicate with this Playboy. Second, internal suffering and pain. That's the ache of the heart that goes completely unnoticed by the other person. And third, deep apprehension and fear of reality. The terrifying realization that the fantasy will never actually manifest in the real world. This is incredibly intense stuff, especially when you contrast it with the upbeat, carefree Playboy archetype we started with. Section 4. A Hole on the Moon, the Final Fantasy. The pain is so severe, but the narrator has to look even further away to find relief, so they look up. My world on the moon, our lovely home. This is such a powerful piece of lyrical symbolism. The moon is a beautiful, luminous, yet absolutely unreachable sanctuary. It's literally hundreds of thousands of miles away from the pain of reality. In the narrator's mind, the only place where their love can actually exist and build a lovely home is off-planet, completely removed from the real world.
And within that sanctuary, the devotion is absolute. The world in your eyes brings heartbeat my life. Notice the intense level of surrender here. The narrator's literal life force, their very heartbeat, is dictated by the mere imagined gaze of this distant figure. It's a beautifully tragic testament to how thoroughly this unrequited love has consumed their entire existence.
Section 5. The artist behind the art. A sudden shift to reality.
Now, as the song concludes, something truly remarkable happens that totally breaks the fourth wall. We step out of the agonizing longing, and the artist, Bananda Das, suddenly drops the persona with this very grounded, real-world English outro.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come this song, and I wish you all the best. God bless you.
The emotional tone completely resets. It's polite, it's appreciative, and it abruptly pulls the listener out of the moonlit dreamscape and right back down into the recording studio.
Look at the incredible duality here. The song's persona speaks in a poetic native tongue, while the real-world artist uses professional English. The persona is drowning in pain and fear, completely trapped in fantasy. But the artist? They're expressing gratitude, warmth, and are firmly grounded in reality. It's an absolutely masterful demonstration of how a creator can craft a distinct, incredibly vulnerable persona that is entirely separate from their real-life disposition.
Which leaves us with this final, lingering thought. Does the Playboy ever actually see the one watching from afar? Or is the beauty of this song found entirely in the distance? Is the magic just in the unfulfilled longing itself? I really want you to chew on that unresolved question. Thank you so much for exploring this incredible track with me today. Until next time, keep analyzing, keep learning, and keep asking those deep questions.